It's time for the One Make Series.
All right, hello and welcome to the One Make final here at Spa. Please let me know how the audio is sounding here. As we get ready here with 10 minutes left in qualifying. So we're missing a couple guys tonight. A couple of important guys here for this One Make series. As you take a look at the board, we've only got 15 drivers here tonight. We could probably accustom that to it being Thanksgiving weekend. A lot of guys are with their family, but that leaves a lot of points up on the board here with our One Make. Only the top 10 getting points. Currently, we have Dog Eater in first for the entire series at 115 points. He's been dominating it since round number 1 of this series. Actually, my bad. Round number 2, when Panda had taken a break and taken a step back. You can see Panda is now officially back to racing with us. But Dog Eater in first with 115 points. He's followed by Chug, who is very close to him at 106, but he's also another driver we are missing tonight. So we're missing the first and second leaders of the series. Third place goes to Nate and Bubble and Panda, who are both tied at 66 points. But Nate is away visiting family, and Bubble and Panda seems to be the only driver in our top 3 who has shown up. Sadly, looking at how points roll out here, I don't think Panda is going to be able to catch second or first just due to how many races he had to miss. But nevertheless, a strong performance here will solidify him in third. HRH George follows up the Nate and Bubble and Panda, who are tied in third. He follows them up at 52 points. 54 points, my bad, with his drop race, and that's securing him fourth. He's closely being followed by Elite Rain, who's at 40 points overall. Then that one Sim Racer, who's at 34 points. He managed to snag his way into the top 6. Stubbly Squid, of course, sitting at 33 points, but as you all may know, Stubbly has left us for the PC side of things, so I mean, I'm just going to scribble that name off here. He's not even on here. Phantom Sam bringing it in at 33 points, tied with Stubbly Squid, but of course, Stubbly Squid being out of this series, he's only 1 point away from that one Sim Racer. Ragged 08 is Phantom Sam's competitor. He's chasing him down. He's 31 points to Phantom Sam's 33. Marnik, who was a late join in the last 2 rounds, have already managed to accumulate 30 points, putting him in our top 10. And he's closely battling right now with M. Crit, who's also at 30 points. Nismo is following him up with 20. And then it goes Daddy and Beth Barron as our only point leaders. Mike making funny noises. What kind of funny noises? Mike is a little wonky. Okay, let me see what I can do for that, fellas. Give me 1 second. Digital static. Oh, I think I know what it is. Is that any better, Ghost Stroke? Does that sound any better at all? Not too bad, so they might have fixed it just a little bit. I don't know why it's being a pain in the ass. My microphone's deciding to be a piece of shit. Oh, that's good. Okay, cool. So I did maybe manage to fix it a little bit. Awesome. Yeah, I had echo cancellation on. My wife had no surgery recently, so I've got her laid in bed behind me, and I've been her bellboy bitch. Hell yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys for letting me know that. So yeah, back to our qualifying here. Bubbling Panda snagging first away from Awesome Gumball. That just happening, it looking like on his last lap. Awesome Gumball sitting just 0.17 away from Bubbling Panda there. And then you can see the monstrous gap between our first and second, our pole and second place qualifiers there compared to that one sim racer who is no means slow at all. This guy's quicker than me, but you just see the difference there. He's 2 seconds behind him currently. He's looking to get a couple more laps here. How does one even spectate? Oh, just like this. I'll show you. I mean, I have it in garage view right now, purely so we can see how everyone turns out for qualifying. But once the race starts, Lazarus, I don't know. I'm gonna call you Lazarus. Once the race starts, Lazarus will go to a cleaner camera view. But that one sim racer snagging third here. M Crit looking to pull it out of the pits, maybe get one more lap, because his outlap's going to take up a good amount of this qualifying with only 3 minutes left. Phantom Sam following him up in fifth. Phantom barely being able to race this one, if I remember correctly. He actually had plans this Wednesday and managed to get him off and hop in here to battle it out with his rival, Gillard, who, as you can see, is just 2 spots away. Is actually going to end up fairly close to him as the start of this race. Lozier. Lozier. All right, there we go. Thank you for the help on the pronunciation. HRH George, he's in 6th place here. It looks like he's giving Stubbly Squid a little wave there with that mud brown, looking like some stuff we will not reference here. Keeping this PG-13 today. Hellcat 164 with a amazing qualifying for him, managing to get up in 7th, almost maybe finding a spot in 6th if he could just shave off one more second. But that is a good pace for him and puts him above about 7 other drivers. Gillard, like I said, what the fuck is Gillard's camera? Oh, he's in the pits. Gillard is going to be. Gus says hi to Hunter. Oh, thank you. Say hi to Gus for me. That is Larry for any of you guys who does not know. Gillard is looking to chase his rival Phantom Sam. One of the cool parts about doing series here at BFR is you'll get little rivalries forming, and these two have been going back and forth all week about this one make final, and they're going to be looking to close out this rivalry. Obviously, they're good friends, but nothing like a little competition during the racing. Zaddy bringing it up in 9th here with his all-black Mustang. Not doing too bad. Getting in the top 10 early. Already finding his way into points, which is good, as if you tuned in at the start, I had went over the complete results, and Zaddy currently has 12 points. He's tied with Artie. So looking to get any points he can here to break away from that tie. Logan, the one make admin who runs this entire ordeal, this entire series, he has found his way to 11th. It looks like someone just knocked him out of 10th. Maybe. Sorry for my dogs going off in the background, everyone. But Logan snagging 11th, not a bad place for him. Elite Rain, coming off of running PMR for 2 days now, is finding himself in 12th here, and that's not a normal Elite Rain time. So I think we'll be watching him to maybe make up some spots in the grid if he finds his flow with the game again. 100 Infidels joining us once again for the Mustang one make. This guy is fucking consistent and never gives up. Expect to see him possibly climbing his way into 10th, depending on how chaotic or non-chaotic this race is. Crummy Knight is a new racer with us. He just joining us tonight for the one make. So just, I mean, not going to really be able to get too many points here, but just looking to get a good name for himself. And then finally rounding us off is Purple GT3 driver, who has joined us, I want to say about 4 rounds ago, and has been putting in the work here to try to climb the ranks of this hellhole of a one make series. There goes one of my curse words. And let's see, we got some questions going. Big Runk's missing this round, needing to travel with his parents for the holidays. Of course, we got a lot of guys missing here. We're used to about a 24-ish car grid, 25 at times. As you can see, we're missing 10 drivers, 2 of them being the pole leader and second place drivers. That would be Noah. I mean, not pole leader, my bad. First place and second place of the series. Noah taking home first, no matter how this race ends for him, possibly why he's missing it. He is going to be rounding this series off at 115 points. His only real competition and threat for this race would have been Chug, but as Chug is MIA as well, Noah is going to go uncontested through this last round and snag first place. Chug, having a big enough gap on third, will also walk away with second, no matter the outcome of this race. We got Larry calling out his top 5. In no order: Panda, Gumball, George, Zaddy, and Phantom Sam. That is an interesting order. Honestly, I could agree with some of it. I think Nismo is going to find his way up in that top 5. If he can stay at a treble, he's got pace and consistency. I see him finding his way there. We'll be looking for a good battle between Nismo and George here at the start of this race. That is the end of qualifying. If you look to your left, you can see the order we are going to be starting this race in. Bubblin' Panda takes pole. Awesome Gumball following him up in second, just 0.17 off still. That one Sim Racer's taken third at the start of this race, 2.4 seconds away from second, putting him 2.5 seconds away from our pole leader. Then to round out the rest of the grid, we have M. Crit taking fourth, Phantom Sam snagging fifth, Nismo placing himself in sixth, George following him up in seventh, Purple GT3 driver in eighth, Howcat taking ninth, Gillard rounding us off for our top 10. Zaddy just barely not making it. He snags 11. Logan right behind him in 12th. Elite Rain following him closely in 13th with 100 Infidels right behind him. You'll see Foley flared down there. He was a new driver to the league and thought the NSX one make had started yet. It had not. Marnick is asking, where's Chug? Chug is missing this round, I got to imagine, due to the holiday. But in case you missed me saying it earlier, Marnick, Chug has 100% secured himself the second place of the series, with Noah rounding us off and securing first, no matter the outcome. Elite Rain says hi, one of our drivers down there in 13th. How's it going, Elite? Hope you're having a blessed Wednesday, my man. Turkey Day tomorrow. Let's have a good race here. Then we can all get drunk and drool over all the turkey and ham we might be eating tomorrow. I'm not a big ham guy, but if any of you guys are, you can not tell me in the comments, because, yeah, I'm not a ham guy. So we're going to wait here for about a minute, maybe a minute 30 as the server fixes itself. Oh, and the server actually does it way faster than I expect. So here we go. The cars are going to be lined up on grid. We're not going to be able to see them right now, just not till the race starts. 15 cars going around Spa, so I expect us to maybe be a little more boring than we'd like. Yeah, PG-13 stream talking about getting drunk. I know that's for any of the parents and older people watching out there. We all know what we're gonna do later. All right, we're just gonna all slam some. Tomorrow's a holiday. Most of us should have work off. If you don't, I'm sorry. You must be an essential worker, or I don't know. They sort of just like to throw that term out there to make you work some days. So, but if you don't have tomorrow off, I'm sorry for you. If you do a job that obviously doesn't give you the day off, we appreciate you taking that job for us. Marnick's going to sleep. He's got to go buy a car tomorrow. Hey, good for you, Marnick. Let us know what kind of car you're snagging, man. Canadian. Oh, we're plagued by another Canadian. I'm just joking. We love our northern brothers. Whoa. I am apparently watching all the cars from way back yonder. You can see them in the slight right part of your screen. I'm going to hope the camera fixes itself. There we go. I guess this is just where you start out with the camera But anyways, 4 seconds before we begin this formation lap. It's going to be a full formation lap around Spa as the drivers look to get their Mustangs warmed up here. And I'm going to use this moment to shout out our league sponsors in case any of you guys do not know. BFR, we do have league sponsors. You can find them in our Discord under the BFR Community Hub. Right? Yeah, BFR Community Hub. We have a little BFR sponsors channel in there. So starting with our first sponsor, Fly Sim Control. A lot of guys have this button box in our league already, and a lot of guys will vouch for them. This is an Italian-made button box, Italian crafted, some of the finest craftsmanship you can get. The buttons come preset to ACC, no matter what console you have, and it's flawless. It works beautifully. There's different mounts for it if you want it vertically, horizontally. Check out his store page. We have it linked in our Discord, like I said earlier, and you do get a discount with our BFR code. We also have Last Chance Moto, which is an eBay store who specializes in a bunch of motorcycle and car parts, and they're sort of one of our weirder sponsors, but we do appreciate them sponsoring us. One thing I get from them is they have Saints of Speed gloves, which are dirt bike gloves that I use as sim racing gloves. Really lightweight, very breathable, and they've held up pretty well so far. So coupon code is in the Discord there for 10% off as well. SimRacingKit.com is our next sponsor. That's going to be another eBay store that sells all kinds of accessories, mods, anything really to do with sim racing, whether you're PC, console, it does not matter. Check them out. Check out their eBay store. They have tons to offer if you're on Logitech, Fanatec, even Thrustmaster. I've seen some Thrustmaster mods in there, so check them out. We have a coupon code there as well, 10% off. And then we also have Apex Sim Racing, one of our bigger sponsors here at Black Flag Racing. We have partnered with Apex Sim Racing to bring you guys a coupon code of currently 5% off, I want to say. And with this sponsor, we actually do make a commission. We're just going to say that one outright. We do get a little bit of kickback from your guys' purchases. Apex Sim Racing is one of the biggest sim racing names in the game, so check them out for anything. I got my Mazda R9 from them. And then to round us off, we have, of course, our lovely Webbo, who commentates the Premier Series and does a way better job than I ever could. So if you're looking for someone who's actually, sort of a professional at commentating, check us out on Saturdays, alternating Saturdays currently. That could be changing in the near future with the upcoming new season of Premiere. So check us out. We have all of his videos posted on our YouTube maybe as well. If not, his YouTube is posted in the Discord. And so enough of me blabbering as we come around the cars. Bubble and Panda leading us off. I'm going to look at the comment. Larry, flashback to the full formation at Nords, of course. Oh, Marnik answering us about what car he's getting. Nothing special. Oh, his first car. Hell yeah. Congrats, man. Marnik suffering through the full formation lap at Nords. I'm sorry about that, bro. Very sorry. My lady was cutting my hair while everyone was adding me in the Discord chat. If you were here for that, I'm sure everyone found that amusing except for maybe the 20 guys who actually suffered through what I think was like 30 minutes of going around that track. But here we go. We're rounding off. You'll see if you look in the... Hold up. How does Phantom Sam not have a mandatory pit stop? Uh-oh. Larry, do me a favor here, man. Once this race starts, if Phantom Sam does not get given a mandatory pit stop, please hop in the voice chat they're racing in and just let him know he still needs to serve that. And we will be watching for that on the stream. But here we go. This is a fake corner here. We don't actually start just yet. We don't start on the finish line. We go around T1 to avoid what would be a disastrous T1, in my opinion. Maybe not with the grid we have today, but with some of the grids here at BFR, this would for sure make it into our clips and highlight section of the Discord. But here we go. Bubble and Panda leading us around now. We're probably about 20 minutes away. He has a mandatory pit stop. It's just not showing for you. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to trust Gumball here. He's been playing this game for a while now, longer than me. And he's probably seen this little glitch before. We love ACC and all the small little glitches that come with it. And there we go. We have a green light. Bubble and Panda getting the jump off the start. He gets ahead very fast. As we look clean through that uphill section. Switching back to Infidel just to catch any action going on here in the back. We'll get a better view as we see all the cars come around. 3 cars starting from pits today. It looks like one of them being Elite Rain, one of them being our newer driver, and I cannot remember who 308 is currently. Infidel looking to jump in front of Logan here, not going to get it. It's looking like, oh, and we do have a yellow. Going to try to jump to him. That's 36 and 92, managing to get off the, oh my gosh. Yeah, we're just not going to jump to that. 36 and 92 getting off through that chicane, possibly coming into contact. 36 not getting back on track just yet. That one Sim Racer managing to jump up 2 seconds. Okay, so awesome. Gumball being one that had just got taken out. Oh, wow. Awesome. Gumball already falling from his second position, losing it to that one Sim Racer. That one Sim Racer jumping ahead of Phantom Sam very fast. 2 seconds between him and Pole. Pole being Bubble and Panda as we jump back here to Phantom Sam, who is currently leading the rest of the pack here in third. Purple GT3 driver sniffing his exhaust, though, looking to get through here and claim that third early. As we watch all the drivers keep it relatively clean. 64 look to have maybe given the position back to 36 back there on the track map, if you notice that. And that is what we ask of the drivers here at BFR. So thank you to him for doing that. And very unfortunate accident there. But yes, Phantom Sam does have a drive-through. I mean, mandatory pit stop. Purple GT3 driver still just following him up. HRH George snagging 5th off that start with maybe a little bit of chaos happening in front of him as the drivers come through the second chicane of this track. Everyone's keeping it nice and clean. Bubble and Panda still ahead, gaining a massive gap ahead on Phantom Sam by 6.5 seconds now. That one Sim Racer trying to stick with Bubblin', but he's beginning to lose some time, dropping to 4 seconds behind now. As it seems like Bubblin' and that one Sim Racer already putting themselves on an island. Phantom Sam leading the rest of the guys who will stick with his view currently to try to snag any of the action coming around Spa today. Oh, and we got 27 spun off in the back. Oh, and he catches 2-4 and a massive accident, and we're switched to what is happening? Oh my god. Oh my god. We've got 8 cars collected back here on. Someone help me out. What turn is that? What is my camera doing as a car goes back to the pit? Here's M Crit with major front end damage. He's got Elite Rain in front of him who looks to be clear of any damage, surprisingly. Awesome Gumball jumping back up to 6 due to that shit show. Oh, there, that PG-13. Sorry, guys. Due to that shit show. Hellcat snagging 5th. Sorry for my language, viewers. That one Sim Racer, of course, keeping second. Phantom Sam and Purple GT3 driver seem to be the two who made it out of that unscathed. Nismo having some what appears to be damage there on the sides of him, getting slammed into possibly the boards there. Rattle on. Thank you, Marnik. Hey, dogs, settle down. We try to jump around here. Who do we got in pit? It's Crummy Knight ending up in pit with HRH George and Gillard. 3 drivers ending up in pit there. Infidel fighting his way up to 10th. Actually, possibly more drivers. It looks like Zaddy and Logan as well also. Did our bottom 5 drop? Yeah, we're down to 10 drivers on the track currently, 5 in the pits. That is wild. Bubble and Panda keeping a 6-second gap on that one Sim Racer. Purple GT3 driver still just trying to chase Phantom Sam. Not looking like he's going to grab him just yet. Sorry, I had to grab my lady something, fellas. Nismo trying to make some time up, but with that damage, I don't know if he's going to be able to necessarily. Elite Rain starting to pull on him. As we jump around here, there's M Crit that we were checking out earlier. He does have damage due to that massive pile up there. Zaddy's still sitting in pits. Howcat sitting pretty in fifth. I bet you he's got a big old smile on his face, making it out of that, looking like unscathed. That is some amazing driving. If it completely has no damage, he is getting chased down by Awesome Gumball, who has climbed himself to sixth. Awesome Gumball being in the first crash of the race, just on lap 1, of course. He got collected a little bit, but he has gotten himself back in here. Actually, Awesome might have started from the pits, actually. I don't think Awesome did get collected. I'm mixing up my numbers. It was 92 and 64 at the beginning of this race. We got Larry saying Panda needs to win to show his new lady. Infidel pulling out of the pits here. Trying to get back on track. We're pulling into the pits. Oh my gosh. Yeah, pulling into the pits with massive damage. And this pit lane is very unforgiving, folks, if you have not driven on Spa before. So wouldn't be surprised if we see Infidel get a lap down here. He is our 10th place car, so we'll be keeping our eyes out on where he ends up due to this mess. Nismo in 9th still, trying to climb up to Elite Rain. They're looking like one of our closer battles going on here, besides Phantom Sand and Purple GT3 driver still just Purple just bump drafting him. Not bump drafting him, just drafting behind him. Keeping his pace well to stay on top of Phantom Sam, not letting him run away. Phantom Sam's rival, Gillard, who is one we were going to watch, sadly seems to have been one of the guys dropped into the pits, but look at that. Here he comes, ready to find his rival back on the field. Gillard getting back out here in 11th. He's going to look to get around this track and hop up in front of Infidel before Infidel fixes all his damage. HRH George getting caught up in that crash. He's sitting in pits currently. Let's go back to Purple GT3 driver, as that seems to be the only action on track here, as the first 8 minutes have already been underway for tonight's one make final. Very, very exciting start to this race. I for sure was not expecting it with a smaller grid, but nevertheless, the chaos takes the cake and shows itself and just mixes up the grid. Hellcat in 5th. That's huge for Hellcat. I'm hoping he can stay there. No one predicted him in their top 5, and him getting up there would put himself very, very well into this point series. I think let me pull up the points here right now, actually. He would manage to climb up. Is this the updated one, Grace? Yeah. Hellcat would manage to actually climb above Nismo, depending on where Nismo finishes. I believe Nismo being one of the guys also caught up in that crash. It looks like majority of the drivers getting back on track and a little bit close to each other, so we might see some more action. We do have 2 drivers still sitting over in pits. One of them, I imagine, Infidel, and I don't know who the other is currently. But we're just going to stick with GT3 driver Purple here. I don't know why I keep messing his name up. Larry's saying Hellcat is a super solid driver. He stayed straight, and it's paying off. Hell yeah. Oh, as we get Hellcat. Oh, of course, we mentioned him, and he goes off a little there, but he corrects it very fast and manages to lose minimal time. He's still getting chased down by Awesome Gumball, though, and Awesome Gumball was at 9 seconds behind Purple not too long ago. He's already cut that lead down by 4 seconds, making it 5 overall. 2.5 seconds off of Hellcat. Phantom Sam holding his pace here, not letting Purple by at all. Let's go jump over to our leader, Bubblin' Panda, setting the fastest lap currently at a 2:18. Oh, look, we got one an onboard of Bubblin'. Here you go. I'll give you a cool little camera. We don't get to see much. You get to see a lot of the inside of the car. Here's the onboard of Bubblin' Panda as he leads us through this race, losing his fastest lap. Hold on. Sorry to jump off Bubblin', but Bubblin' lost his fastest lap, possibly to somebody. It took away his Purple for me. Awesome Gumball taking the fastest lap now at 2:18.78. Awesome Gumball looking to climb himself back up there to Bubble and Panda. Let's actually stick with Gumball as he looks to climb over Hellcat here very soon. Purple still not seeming to be able to get Phantom. I'm watching them on our MFD, still holding the same pace behind him. But that's good. I mean, 4th place finish here would not be bad, but he's going to have to start worrying about Awesome Gumball, as Awesome Gumball now has Hellcat within 1 second of a gap here. We're going to stick with this onboard camera and see when he sets up this overtake. Closing the gap very quickly through that turn. You can see Hellcat pushing it a little wide there. Boom. Giving Awesome Gumball all he needs to slip by with a very clean overtake. Hellcat dropping to 6th. Of course, that ain't a bad spot. 6 is pretty here if he can maintain his pace and keep M. Crit behind him. We will jump back to Awesome Gumball shortly as he makes his way back up there towards Purple. Here's Gillard in 11th, trying to climb his way back into the action after getting caught up in that gnarly crash. 100 Infidels ahead of him, still in 10th, but Gillard managing to close the lap that 100 Infidels had on him, which is very good for him. Let's jump back over. We'll jump to that one Sim Racer's onboard camera for now, as we watch our 2nd place driver, who is also on an island. He's put 5 seconds between him and 3rd place. 3rd place still being Phantom Sam. But look at that distance. Bubble and Panda in 1st has 12 seconds on top of that one Sim Racer. But I don't know if you guys see that. Bubble and Panda setting a 2:19 that lap. 2 seconds off of his normal pace we've been seeing. I wonder what's going on with him. And I can confidently say if he keeps his 2:19s, Awesome Gumball will catch him. But there you see Awesome Gumball setting a 2:19, possibly due to lap traffic. And actually, Bubble and Panda does have some traffic in front of him. That is our admin, Logan. Logan letting Panda pass, as Logan is a lap down due to that crash, not trying to hold up the leader. Very, very nice of him. Understanding when to defend and when not to defend there. That is the right move. Oh, and we missed it, but Awesome Gumball managed to snag Purple GT3 driver. He must have just did that, as we're going to watch him now try to close this gap on Phantom Sam. This is going to put Sam's defensive abilities to the test here. He's been holding Purple off, but can he hold off Awesome Gumball? This is one of the fastest drivers of our league. If you're able to defend him and keep him behind you, even for a couple of laps, I'd say that's a huge achievement. Awesome Gumball getting his car in there and overtaking Phantom Sam. Phantom Sam not going to try to let him get that one, but not much Phantom could do there, as Phantom drops back to 4th, but maintains his 0.3 second gap over Purple. Awesome Gumball is going to be looking to climb up to that one Sim Racer. That one Sim Racer for sure sees that in his rearview mirror. Not his rearview mirror, his MFD, and is going to prepare to play defensively here. Here's Nismo, which, like I was talking about earlier, Hellcat's looking for Nismo to stay right where he's at in 8th, barely scraping any points by, and giving Hellcat a huge jump into the leaderboards that he's wanting. Hellcat currently in 6th, just two spots above Nismo here. We're going to be keeping our eyes out on Nismo on how he manages to climb back in here. You can see he's riding out the damage he has sustained, more than likely looking for that pit window, which should be opening relatively soon here. By relatively soon, I want to say 1 minute. Phantom Sam still holding off Purple. Purple starting to get a little more aggressive. You can see he's starting to sort of point his nose in a spot that might not be where Phantom Sam wants him. Of course, Purple might just be trying to play mind games here and throw Phantom off his game and make a mistake instead of going for an actual overtake there. You can see Purple GT3 driver does have pace over Phantom in that last lap. We're going to stick with these two closely, as the rest of the field seems to have pretty much separated. Elite Reign's getting chased down by our newest addition to the One Make series, but they are a lap behind. We will jump to them relatively soon. I'm trying to see if Purple can make anything out of this. He seems to just be sort of content following Phantom. Give us a different view here. Maybe, if I remember how to operate ACC's camera controls. There we go. We can see just how much Purple is trying to chase down Phantom here. Oh, you can see almost making contact with Phantom there, but looking like Purple having to slam on his brakes to avoid any contact. The pit window is now open. We'll be looking for drivers to pit. And man, it really seems like Purple has the pace on Phantom Sam, but Phantom Sam doing really well with car placement here, managing to keep that big booty Mustang right where Purple is wanting to point his, and not letting him find any room here around Spa. The Mustang being a pretty wide boat, it does make it hard to overtake. Of course, if done correctly, as we watched Awesome Gumball earlier, you can make it look buttery smooth. As this continues to be our only battle, like I said, only 15 drivers for tonight's race due to a holiday weekend. It's a little more spread out than our normal races, as we will stick with this view. I wish I could get rid of his spoiler and we can see the entire car, but this is a review camera we get. We'll switch back to our little broadcast angle here as both drivers continue around for what's going to be their 7th lap of this race. Pit window has been opened, and it looks like we do have a couple cars pitting. The first one being Gillard, pulling it into pits here. He, of course, had just came out of pits not too long ago to fix his damage. Got to imagine it's just going to be a 1-liter stop for him, and he will get back onto the track immediately. Awesome Gumball now bringing it dangerously close to that one sim racer. We're going to jump over to these two so we don't miss any of the spicy action going on over here. Awesome Gumball bringing this within 1 second now. Looking to chase down, looking to close the lead that Bubble and Panda has managed to put on the rest of the field. As you can see, Bubble and Panda 17 seconds ahead of our second place driver, that one sim racer. Just going to show you that he did everyone a favor by backing out of the first 3 rounds of this one make series. I truthfully think had Panda raced this entire series, he might be taking home first place tonight. But can't take credit away from Noah, who is not on track tonight. He had a spectacular series, and that is why he is the gold medalist of the one make Mustang. Awesome Gumball having it within 0.1, looking to send it. We're going to change views here so we're not getting blocked by that spoiler and losing any of this action. I'm actually going to probably change view here again. This isn't the best camera angle for trying to watch overtakes. Actually, it seems to be pretty decent, so I'm going to stick with it. That one sim racer managing to keep his car right in front of Awesome Gumball. See, that's what I mean. It's bad view. All right, we're going to switch here. Awesome Gumball, you can see him on my radar and on the top of the car here, just barely behind sim racer. 0.2 seconds separating both cars. This is the only battle going down on the... Actually, no. There is another battle. And I believe that is still just Phantom Sam and Purple going at it back there. Our 80 and 35 car. They have been battling now for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, folks. Non-stop battling from those two. Impressive driving from both. Oh, and you see Awesome Gumball going for a move in. That one sim racer, well within his right of racing there, put himself in the optimal line before Awesome Gumball managed to get his tire next to that one sim racer. Very well done, managing to keep Gumball right behind him. Gumball does have the pace currently on sim racer, but doesn't mean anything if you are a good defensive driver. Oh, but you can see here Gumball looking to get that inside. Can he get his nose up in there? No, sim racer accelerating well out of that corner. Gumbo on board. Gumbo. Oh, that's actually not bad. The problem with my current setup, though, is if I go to switch off of Sim Racer now, I cannot promise the car I switch to immediately after Sim Racer is Gumball. So I'm not looking to miss any of the action, although a onboard camera would be nice. I will make that change here on our next straight when I know for sure Awesome Gumball does not have the chance for an overtake here. Sim Racer driving his pants off, keeping Awesome Gumball at bay behind him by just mere milliseconds here. You see Gumball's not finding anywhere to get his car past Sim Racer. He's going to be looking to get it here. Shooting the inside. Sim Racer's not going to take it away from him. Might have been the undoing of Sim Racer there. Sim Racer taking it too wide. Yeah, Gumball's going to snag it there. Sim Racer not shutting the door fast enough on Gumball. Gumball finally getting that overtake. We'll stick to onboard with Sim Racer for a second, then I will jump over to Gumball as we watch him try to make up the time difference between him and Panda. Panda, of course, 20 seconds off of Gumball and that one Sim Racer now with a massive lead. Let's see. Oh, hey, it jumps immediately to Phantom Sam. That's nice. Yeah, see, and we jump through. Here we go. Awesome. Gumball's on board as he makes his way through. Snagging second, looking to climb up. Oh, Elite Rain off in the distance. Oh, Purple finally making a move on Phantom Sam, but not going to get it. I don't know if you guys caught that in the MFD for a second. They were exactly 0.0 seconds off of each other. They were side by side, but Phantom Sam shutting the door on Purple and closing that overtake opportunity. Phantom Sam driving to the best of his abilities tonight, folks. Looking to take home this fourth. He's not looking to give this up one bit. Elite Rain managing to get back on track here. Luckily, he has cleared what was his yellow down in the second sector of Spa. Let's jump over to Purple GT3 driver as we watch his onboard and see if he can't find himself an opening here to finally snag Phantom Sam. Currently been going around for 32 minutes, and Purple GT3 has been looking at the same rear end for the same 32 minutes. So I gotta imagine he's been getting a little sick and tired of that. You saw Phantom Sam slip a little through that turn there, but not enough for Purple to get his car in front. Oh, here we go. Bad view. Purple, avoiding contact there. He's had to do that a few times now to make sure both drivers keep this race clean. I'm sure Phantom Sam has appreciated that. Purple still not finding his way through what I'm going to call the Berlin Wall that Phantom Sam has put up. I don't know if either of them have any association to Berlin, but yep, Phantom Sam's nickname for this race is the Berlin Wall, as Purple cannot seem to make it past him, keeping him on one side of him. Be interesting to see how the pit window shakes this up, but I'm almost safe to say they're both going to pit at the same time. If not, Purple is probably looking and waiting for Phantom to pit first, but if I'm Phantom, I'm just going to take him to the end of the pit window. So both drivers driving with immaculate skill here to keep this a clean race between both of them. Purple needs to bump and run. Sadly, that's not going to help him here. If it's intentional, he will have to pull off to the side and wait for Phantom to get back on track. Of course, racing incidents do happen. So I do think we should see some more aggressive driving from him. Like maybe right here, I would try to put that on the inside of that turn. Purple seeming content with his spot right now, following Phantom around. If you look on the left side of the screen, Hellcat still holding sixth here. Let's watch him for a little bit, give him some loving. As we watch Hellcat, our sixth place driver, go around Spa, holding this position. Nismo managing to climb himself up to seventh, possibly due to a pit stop by the original seventh place driver. Hard to say. But that is closing the door on Hellcat, possibly jumping in front of Nismo in the series leaderboards. As I finally take a break to drink some beautiful PBR, which is not a sponsor, BFR, but if they listen to this or any of the podcasts, it would be so kind to sponsor us. I know a lot of us would love it, mainly me, but I mean, hey. That one Sim Racer looking to take a back marker. Let's jump over to him. I do not know who the back marker is. It's 100 Infidels, who has managed to hold on to that 10th spot. Huge showing from him. Getting collected with massive damage earlier, being the only car that did not teleport into pits. He pulled all the way into pits, and it seems to be paying off for him. We have a question here. Is pushing them into the corner frowned upon? Not to wreck them, but to make them miss their break point. No, I mean, you could absolutely try to push them into the corner, but ultimately, if that car still stays on their original braking point, it's up to you as the car behind to notice that and avoid a collision. I would say almost 100% of the time, the car behind will be faulted for rear-ending the car in front of him. Unless, of course, obviously, it's like a complete brake check that our steward solely can look at and be like, yeah, that's a brake check. But yeah, it is a little frowned upon to actually push and push a driver through. Oh my god, and we missed it. I fucking missed it. I knew this was going to happen. Purple finally getting ahead of Phantom. I moved away at the wrong moment, and he has already put 1.5 seconds ahead of him to snag that 4th place run. You see Infidels there going into the pits for his mandatory stop, and so does our leader, Bubble and Panda. That puts Awesome Gumball in first, followed by that one Sim Racer. And which is going to put Purple in third here, which is a huge showing for him. And honestly, with how this is playing out, depending on how much traffic Panda comes back into, it might be hard for him to climb back into first. Oh, you can see Purple going a little wide there. I don't know if he's getting a track warning for that one or not. Looked like he might have. Bunch of cars pulling into pits now. I'll give you a view of who's all in pits. We've got our leader, but now 3rd place, Bubble and Panda 4th place, 5th place, continuing to drop, pulling it into pits. Nismo pulling it into pits. He was in 7th, chasing down Hellcat. M-Crit looking like maybe he's going to jump on Nismo because of that pit stop. Hard to say through this view, as I can't tell if they're a lap down. But Awesome Gumball is our race leader currently as we jump back to Purple. We're going to go to that one Sim Racer as he is on an island. Everyone's on an island. Oh, we have a yellow. Crummy Knight. Oh, that's our newer driver to the league, and I want to say the series. Looking like he had a spin out there, getting himself back on track. He's in 13th. Not a bad showing from him at all. 7 minutes left for these guys to serve their pit stops. GT seems to be as clean as you can. Oh yeah, trust me, we get door rubbing in this league, man. Most guys are okay with it. I mean, rubbing's racing. When you're trying to get past the guy like Purple was to Sam, I'm amazed he wasn't a little more aggressive. He had followed him for about 30 minutes throughout this entire race here. We watch Crummy Knight go off again. He's running this with TC off, and that seems to be his main problem. I don't know if one of you guys just watching the stream maybe wants to shoot him a quick message on Discord. Should be the same name, but yeah, TC off is not the way to go with this sim. I know a lot of newer guys come over from F1 or Forza, or I don't know about GT7 as I'm not a PlayStation player, but TC is a asset you definitely want to use in this game. Assetto Corsa, ACC, I don't know why I'm saying the full legal name there. ACC is definitely a sim that you want to take advantage of the TC. As you can see, Infidel here using about 5 out of 11 for TC1 and 7 out of 11 for TC2. He has fallen to 13th due to, I think he's had 2 pit stops now, and dropping him a little on points here. He's looking to chase Crummy Knight. Crummy Knight not having served his mandatory, so really Infidel's in 12th. Logan, let's go look at our admin. Haven't given him much love tonight. He's got the in-laws in for the holidays, but still managed to race with us. He's in 11th. He's just behind Gillard. I know he's looking to finish his own series in the points at least. So 10th. We're going to be keeping our eyes out for these two to battle. Just 7 seconds separating them. should be interesting. Logan currently having a pace of 2 minutes 23 seconds. Let's jump to Gillard. He's at 2 minutes 25 seconds for his last. Logan having the best lap out of the two of them. Interesting to see how this plays out. Logan needs to be perfect to climb his 7-second gap and snag 10th. Elite Rain managing to figure his way into 9th somehow after that catastrophic beginning for him, and a little bit of a mess up earlier. I want to say about 10 minutes ago, he spun out by himself. Managing to recover well, getting back to 9th. He's looking to climb up a few more points here. Howcat still holding 6th due to Nismo's pit stop, and it actually looks like M-Crit and Nismo are about to battle here. Yep. So here we go. We got M-Crit chasing down Nismo, who's got Infidel separating them. Infidel being the meat between their sandwich. Interesting to see how Infidel plays this. Of course, per BFR rules, no need for Infidel to back out and give the spot to M-Crit. But it looks like he's going to pull the gentleman move and was trying to give it to him. And M-Crit maybe overslowing into the way of Infidel. I'm really confused on what we just witnessed there. M-Crit falling to Nismo now, putting 10 seconds between the two of them. That was sad to watch, as I thought we had a battle brewing. I'm going to put that one on commentator's curse. I'll blame myself for that one, ruining that. But here we go. We got Gillard chasing down Elite Rain, who is 9th, has a lap on him. Gillard needs this position with only 18 minutes left in this race. He needs to get ahead of Elite and somehow manage to climb an entire lap to make the actual position stick. So Elite Rain going to be looking to actually block Gillard here, I would imagine, even though he is a lap up, just in case something weird happens. Here we go. Now we can jump back to Bubble and Panda, who was at one point our leader. But you can see here he is in 4th. That one Sim Racer finally serving his pit brings Bubble and Panda to 3rd, taking an interesting line there. He's still looking to chase down Purple, who, after getting away from Phantom Sam, has climbed himself to 2nd. Let's go watch Purple here as he climbs around 2nd. You can see he's about 36 seconds off of Awesome Gumball, who is our leader and remains our leader currently. Neither of these two cars having served their mandatory yet, though. And Bubble and Panda being 45 seconds behind Purple. I'm confident saying Bubblin will jump back to 2nd. Iffy on if he jumps back to 1st, as there is a minute 15 separating the two of them. And depending on what Awesome Gumball decides to do for his pit stop here, that determines how this race is going to shake up. And Gumball finally pulling it into the pits. So here we go, 17 minutes left. And he's finally pulling it in. 2 minutes left on our pit window. We can see how this race is going to shake up in these final 15 minutes once Gumball comes out of the pit. I got to imagine Purple's pulling it in here. Yep, you do not have time to make another lap around. So I think we will see any and all drivers who have not pitted yet pull it into pits. Nismo starting to gain time on Hellcat. We will jump back to that. Make sure we keep our eyes on that one. That one, Sim Racer, getting chased down by Phantom Sam with 11 seconds separating him. I do think Sim Racer has the pace and consistency to hold out here. And possibly, depending on how fast he is through these laps, he might jump back to 3rd and snag it away from Purple. And that's actually a battle I want to see here, is Purple going against that one Sim Racer. Two very talented drivers, as we've seen today, with not a whole lot of action. So I'm trying to spice up these last 15 minutes. Give me something. Come on, guys. Give me something. Yeah, so we've got 4 cars pulling into the pits, and Gumball finally coming out of his pit stop. Here's George, who has fallen to 15th. Awesome Gumball does pull out of his pit stop in 1st place, so doing a splash and dash, more than likely. But you can see Bubble and Panda on the MFD is climbing very fast, and he will continue to climb fast until they both hit this upcoming corner. Here we go, folks. The battle for 1st and 2nd has truly begun right here. 15 minutes. Can Gumball hold off Bubble and Panda, or can Panda claim his spot back in first place? 5 seconds separating the two as Panda finally, as Gumball finally gets back up to pace as he came out of the pit stop there. Looks like Panda's going to have to climb about a 4.5 second lead here from Gumball to get any pressure on him. So we will be keeping our eyes on the MFD for that. Pit window has officially closed. Looks like every driver did manage to bring it in. Here's someone we haven't looked at too much today. I'm trying to give everyone a little camera time as there's not a whole lot of us. Zaddy finding himself in 11th. He's chasing down. Oh, man, I can't tell you right now. I don't know who 10th is. And my MFD won't update. But he's chasing down 10th. Has he pitted yet? Gumball? Yes, Gumball has pitted yet. He just pulled out of the pit when I had switched to his view. Panda going to catch and make P1 spin is Ghost Stroke's guess here. I don't know, guy. Awesome Gumball is my premier teammate, so I've got hopes. I've got hopes he can keep his lead on Bubble and Panda here. Of course, let me look at points. I don't even know where Gumball is necessarily in the point total. Oh, Gumball's not even on the little points that Logan posted, so I don't know what's going on there. But still, battle for first and second. We will keep our eyes on that for today. Nismo has halved the distance between him and Hellcat with only 13 minutes remaining. Can Hellcat stay on the gas and hold his 6th spot? We will find out. Oh, you drink PBR. Ghost Stroke, you goof. Of course I drink PBR. You know that. Come on, man. Come on. Gillard in 10th, holding out. Elite Reign still managing to stay in front of him by a lap. They are both behind that one sim racer. Obviously not necessarily competing with them. I'm out. Crash lap 2. That is our admin going crazy. We lose them. Oh, man, and it looks like George here caught in an incident maybe. Spinning out. Sucks to see for George. He's had some really good races throughout all our series on BFR, and it always sucks to see a driver have a rough day, but looks like that is it. For him, I would almost say he is rounding off the end of the grid at 14th. Okay, Ghost Stroke. You know what? You can exit the stream if you're going to talk crap about the PVR. Purple GT3 driver here, putting 4 seconds between him and Phantom Sam. Guarantee you he's not looking to let Phantom Sam get anywhere near him after being held up for 30 minutes by some tremendous defense by Phantom Sam. With an amazing showing today, snagging 5th here. Bubble and Panda, here's our 2nd place. He has closed the distance from 4.4 seconds down to 3.6 now. Took him roughly 3-ish minutes. So if he stays on this current pace, we could see a last lap nail biter for 1st and 2nd. Bubble and Panda stealing back the best lap of a 2:18.2 for tonight. Stealing it from Awesome Gumball. Trying to jump to a driver we haven't given much love into. M-Crit finding damage again, or maybe not even repairing his damage from earlier. If that's the case, he's toughing this one out for what's been about 30 minutes. We did not pay close enough attention to his pit stop, so I cannot confirm nor deny whether he did. At least it's not Natty Ice. I can agree with you there. I'm glad we found mutual ground. But M-Crit here pushing through the damage, holding out to 8th place. I believe Elite Reign might be a lap down from him. Elite Reign's about a half a lap down, it looks like, from 8th place. So M-Crit just looking to keep this consistent. Oh, man. Okay, so we have 2 battles to jump between. So let me just get that ready. Hellcat and Nismo. So there's Nismo. So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 clicks separating them on my controller. That's not too bad. So here's the 2 battles we're going to be looking at It's going to be our second place and first place drivers, as Bubble and Panda has closed the gap even more within 1 second. It's like he's listened to the commentary and I pissed him off. He's now climbing up on Awesome Gumball, who's only 2.8 seconds away. And then we have Nismo, who's now, within 1 second of Hellcat. Here we go. The battle for sixth begins. Hellcat needs to put on his defensive driving cap and keep this man behind him with all his power. I'm looking for a good finish from Hellcat here, and a 6 would be beautiful for him. He would jump up pretty well up in points and everything. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Logan. Hope you and the in-laws have an amazing turkey day tomorrow. As Nismo closes this to just half a second, we're going to jump back over to Bubble and Panda. 2.5 seconds separating him from Gumball. So we will jump back to Nismo. Oh, here you go. Nismo putting it on the inside of this turn. Hellcat braking later, managing to take his spot back. Very well executed by Hellcat. Nismo not wanting to risk a potential accident and ruining both drivers' races. Probably braked a little earlier than he normally would, but still cannot take away from that great positioning by Hellcat. Once again, Hellcat taking away the optimal line there. Oh, but it looks like running it a little too wide and giving Nismo what he needed to squeeze by. Hellcat just not shedding enough speed through that turn. Pushed him wider than he had planned to. Nismo managing to snag it on the inside. He does take 6. Back to Bubble and Panda, who's still 2.5 seconds off with only 8 minutes remaining here. Going to be tough if he can climb it. His last lap being a 2:18.2. Let's see what Gumball's was. His last lap being a 2:19. So there is hope here as Gumball's dropping pace, possibly due to tire wear. We did see Gumball collected. Actually, no, Gumball was not collected in an incident. I don't know why I keep thinking he was. But, because he started from the pits. That's why. So Gumball looking to hold out of first here. For any of you just now joining us, I will reinstate the leader of this entire series and winner taking home gold no matter the outcome of this race goes to Dog Eater, also known as Noah in the chat, or Shaw House Daddy, however you pronounce his Discord name. He takes home first here with 115 points after his drop race. Second place goes to Chug with 106 points after his drop race. Neither second nor third place has any chance of catching those two drivers. So those two taking home their respective places on the leaderboard, no matter the outcome. Bubble and Panda closing this gap to 2.3 seconds, separating the two of them as 7 minutes remain here in this race. We're going to jump to what looks like maybe a little bit of action here. No, it's just purple, a lapped car coming up on Elite Rain. It looks like Gillard did manage to get in front of Elite Rain. Oh, Elite Rain having some very weird controls right there. Commentator's curse. What am I doing to him? Well, he has crashed, possibly giving it to Gillard now to take the race. We're going to jump back to Bubble and Panda and pretend I never did that to poor Elite Rain there. No one let him know I was watching him when that happened. Bubble and Panda and Awesome Gumball looking like about the only actual position battle going on the field. That one Simulator still managing to hold third above Purple GT driver by 12 seconds. Phantom Sam closing the distance now on Purple, though, with 6 minutes remaining. Phantom wants his 4th place back. We will be sure to keep our eyes on that as... Oh, gee, see, this is why I hate jumping around. As I lost the leaders there, but I'm back now. So we watch Bubble and Panda try to make up his time to Gumball, but it does seem like Gumball has found his rhythm and pace again and has plateaued the bubbling machine that was Panda. And Panda is now not making up any time through these laps. With 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in this race, we're looking about 3 laps remaining from our leaders and the rest of the grid. crummy night, sticking with it after some rough situations and circumstances coming for him. TC off still for him. Brake bias at 59.6. I think he's doing this on like a stock setup or something, possibly. But he's making the most of it. Getting 12th. He's getting chased down by George, who is a lap down. But at this point in the race, I think both of them are just looking for a little battle if they can. We're going to jump back over to Gillard as we watch and see if he's going to manage to catch up to Elite Rain. Which actually, I'm not seeing Elite on the... Did Elite quit? Oh, yeah. Elite Rain quit the race, so Gillard does, in fact, jump up to 9th there. Hellcat 7th place as Nismo sits in 6th. Let's jump back over to Phantom Sam real quick. Still 2.8 off, so we'll go back to Bubble and Panda as our leaders. Bring it around for what's going to be their second to last lap. Bubble and Panda has brought this lead, this distance between him and the leader to 1.8 seconds, but unless Awesome Gumball makes a big mistake here, possibly slipping out of a corner, early braking, wheel disconnect, something, I don't know if Bubble and Panda will find the time to actually climb up and snag his first position back, his pole position. That one Sim Racer still sitting in 3rd. Commentary occurs. I know, Elite. I'm sorry, man. What happened there? Tell us in the comments. It looked like you hit a puddle that is non-existent on the racetrack, and like your steering link just broke on the car or something, and you went right into that barricade. Bubble and Panda falling to 2.1 seconds behind Awesome Gumball now. Let's jump back over to Phantom Sam. 2.5 seconds separating him from Purple. He can see Purple as we watch from his third-person view. You can see there, he can see Purple. Now, I'm not saying to do anything here, Phantom Sam, but if you're listening to me here, and you got any drive-throughs and any track warnings left, now would be the time to use them. Use a track warning, man. Up that hill, fucking... Oh, there's my F word. See, I'm gonna stop talking now. God. Anyways, we're gonna stop talking, so I stop cursing. Purple GT3 driver, looking like he will manage to take home 4th, unless Phantom Sam puts the pedal to the metal, hits his nitrous button, and gets up there. Either way, a beautiful race from both of those drivers, as Phantom Sam managed to keep Purple behind him for the good part of 35 minutes before Purple managed to get in front of Phantom Sam and did not let Phantom Sam get a chance to return the favor. My tires were already yellow. Front left. Dang. Commentators cursing. I know. That's what I'm known for. The BFR. I don't even know. I don't know where I was going with that one. Anyways, Awesome Gumball still holding that 1.3 seconds on Bubble and Panda as they bring it around here for what will be our final lap. They're coming up on some lap traffic, though. It's Infidel. Infidel does tend to pull over for the lead car, so I do imagine we will see him possibly do that. Yep, there he goes. He takes the runoff lane. Very well done. Very mature move by Infidel. That is what we want from our drivers here. Letting these two drivers battle it out. Bubble and Panda still just 1.2 seconds behind. We're not going to switch off of this view because you never know what can happen within one lap. As Awesome Gumball's looking to finish this one in first currently, unless something changes. You can see him taking that one a little wider than he probably wanted to, but still getting on the gas in time. He's fine. Keeping his pace up. Bubble and Panda's not able to find any time anywhere, as both these drivers continue to drive at pretty much the exact same pace. A phenomenal pace at that. Best lap for Gumball being a 2:18.7. We will jump over to Panda here in a second, which I'm guaranteeing you he has the best lap, which he does at a 2:18.2. So 0.5 separating each other there for their best laps. So Panda technically had the chance to find this 1 second gap, but just not able to do it. Tires more than likely playing a factor in here for both drivers, as neither of them took tires, I believe. They were talking about that before the race, not taking tires. And here we go. We'll switch back to Awesome Gumball as he pulls it across the finish line to get first place here at Spa for our one make Mustang final. Bubble and Panda pulling it in behind him to claim second as we jump to garage view here so I can show you everyone as they pull across. Here's third place. You can just see the massive gaps first and second had on third. This isn't taking anything away from that one sim racer who had an amazing drive, amazing pace, and some beautiful overtakes. It's more so just showing you that the two names up top there are stupidly fast. Let's put it that way. That one sim racer pulling it around. You can see Infidel has his checkered flag. He has locked in his 11th position as he pulled it around just behind our leaders. We had switched just before watching him. And here goes that one sim racer cementing himself in third. What a beautiful race around Spa for him. And there it is. He was 51 seconds off of first and second. Purple GT3 driver brings it around here. He managed to keep fourth away from Phantom Sam, pulling behind by 16 seconds to that one sim racer. Here's Phantom Sam, who had a spectacular drive to keep himself up in position 5 here, just 4 seconds off of Purple GT3. Nismo finding his way by Hellcat as we watched earlier. He will be taking home 6th place here in our Mustang one make final. Booyah, he claims it. Hellcat going to be taking home 7th. M Crit just not going to have enough time to catch up to Hellcat. Gillard crossing the line. He has cemented himself at 9th. Crummy Knight has cemented himself in 12th here, sticking it out through what I got to imagine might have been just a somewhat miserable race for him with no TC. I don't know. One of us really should talk to him and see if he did that on purpose, or if he thinks it's like Forza or something like that where TC hurts you. But there we go, folks. Everyone has finished. George isn't going to get a checkered flag just because he teleported to the pits, realizing he was going to finish third no matter what. There is your grid. Awesome Gumball taking home first. Bubble and Panda following him up by 1.8 seconds and taking home second. And that one sim racer rounds out our podium. 51 seconds off of Bubble and Panda, putting him 53 seconds off of Awesome Gumball, but snagging third. Purple jumping up to 4th. Phantom taking home 5th. Nismo in 6th, but he just left. Hellcat 7th. M-Crit 8th. Gillard 9th. Zaddy 10th. Crummy Knight 11th. And HRH George 12th. Thank you all for tuning in for what was the last Mustang One Make Wednesday. If you guys haven't caught any of the announcements recently, the One Make series begins December 3rd. The new car is the NSX. We'll have to ask Logan which year NSX, but it is the NSX, and it begins December 3rd at... Oh, man, let me pull up that calendar real quick. Thank you, Larry, for the compliment. Let me pull up the calendar real quick before I end our stream here. So the new One Make series begins December 3rd at Brands Hatch in the NXX. That is One Make Season 4. If you have not signed up yet, please get signed up if you're interested. Those races will be moving to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time like this series was. Going Grays had made the call to pull the time back to our 7 p.m. slot, and so we will be continuing from that point on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you did not know, it is alternating with a GT4 series. That is it for me. Thank you for from all of us here at BFR, and hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow.